Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So it seems like the new AW idea has caused wait for it, civil war among the players. I'll show myself out here. But either way, it was quite clear from the comments on my yesterday's video, and it is evident in discussions in just about anywhere else. There are two very distinct groups of people currently when it comes to the new Alliance War. The first group is this group. I know a lot of people are scared of change and don't like this new concept, but me personally absolutely love this new spin on AW. Keeps things fresh, and the old style was really getting kind of boring. Hope to see more things like this. And there are a lot of people who say that this is the best change they have ever made to the game mode. And therefore, naturally, there are a portion of the player base who currently cares about Alliance Wars, who say this sucks and this is the worst thing they have done and it is stupid and they don't want any part of it and they just want to play their regular Alliance War. Leave them alone. This is not Alliance War. It is not remotely like Alliance War. Doing a single fight per war is just dumb as hell, and it by no means reflects the Alliance War experience as it has been thus far. So effectively, those are the two groups. There are obviously some, people in between, but for most part, we need to draw ourselves a picture. This is going to be the majority of the player base that plays this game and don't care about Alliance War. Because let's face it, most people who play this game don't play Alliance War. Because it's yucky, because it's not easy, because you're not guaranteed to win, because dying sucks and letting your team down sucks, losing a war because you died sucks. And everything about Alliance War sucks because it's hard and it's yucky and it's evil and it's mean, and why do it when there's so much else to do? Therefore, something like this is very good. And again, numbers wise, most of the people are in the group who like this. Most of the people in this group are also the more casual players. There's a smaller competitive group of people who feel like Kabam's doing this to them, who loved Alliance War. And many people and the higher brackets that played this game with the main focus to Alliance War. And they want no part of it whatsoever. They're typically the higher spending end of the players, but they're definitely the minority. And this is where we are. Kabam effectively has pitted these groups together. The elitist competitive snobs versus the hordes of casuals and normies, if you will. Okay, don't come after me in the comment section. That's just the state of affairs. That's it. And that's evidently here as well. This would have been a great change to AQ in my opinion. That mode has been boring and stale for years. The problem is changing wars. People who like wars is going to strongly dislike this. Strategizing of blah 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 blah. And immediately I agree with every point you made. I'll just add one more thing. Okay, now wait 1 second. You do realize most of the player base does not play in high tier war. The supposed strategy and planning takes place by many players quitting. You mean those in Masters Alliance? I'm sure Kabam would like to retain as many players as possible, but this is also inevitability. Blah blah blah. Basically, go screw yourself. And this is a general kind of like sweaty tryhards can go F themselves type moment. We like this. And as for me personally, I think, well, this was a stupid idea to replace it and do instead of or. I think this could have been a nice thing on top, or there was a much better way to bring this into the system. And there's just a lot of very mean bickering backwards and forwards where, yeah, a lot of people love the war, change, a lot of people don't, and they're at each other. Okay, so hear me out here. Number one, if Kabam wanted to test this, they could have just added this at the side in the Alliance War off season. You can have your regular Alliance War, and you can have this that you can test going alongside or as an add-on to war, something like that. Or just do it in off season. Extend this off season by like a week, and run a test run of 2 weeks of doing this. This obviously, I believe, would have been the better call. Number two, when they have done their tests, And the results are coming in as I expect them to, because I do expect this new thing to have higher numbers of participation than Alliance War does. And that's good for Kabam, because that's the goal, for more people to play this game. That's good for Kabam, and that's good for the game. The more players actively engaged in more game modes is what Kabam wants, what we all want. But I think at this point, it makes a lot of sense. And hear me out here. And I have had comments like this as well. And pull it up here. The solution to make this even remotely okay is to allow people who don't like AW to opt in or out of AW season. You opt out, you play this map for less rewards. You opt into the season, you play a regular AW map, you get the current season rewards until it's updated. This way both parties win. The people who don't like AW get this shit, and the ones who do care to play other maps, since you're using more resources, complete regular AW map, you get the better rewards. The alliances who opt out, they can opt in the next season. And I think genuinely this makes about as much sense as anything. And I would suggest Kabam does exactly that going forward. Think of it as the reverse raids. When the raids week comes, you can opt in to play raids. Now you have two different versions of raids, but still. And get the better rewards. Or you can opt out and get worse rewards. I think Kabam needs to make exactly the same type of system for Alliance Wars, where if you want to work up a sweat, you opt in, be that ball group per ball group basis, or be that alliance per alliance. I think it has to be alliance per alliance basis, but still. So you opt in the wars and you do play the full thing. If you do not care about a W, or don't want to play it that particular season, get to do this kiddie version. But don't fool yourself. In terms of gameplay enjoyment, realistically, what is going to happen? If history is any indicator, you can end up using one of your champions 12 times in Alliance War season to fight exactly the same defender 12 times. And I don't think that's like exciting, stuff like that. But still, it could be, a fairly solid, low effort way to get some somewhat decent rewards. And I have zero things against that. I think, I genuinely do, that is like the only half decent solution here. And I'm sure that somebody's going to disagree. And hey, if you do have great ideas, you can drop them in, and I might make a video about those as well. But as far as the way I see it right now, the raids thing in general worked well because AQ was incredibly stale and boring to everybody, and that is the crucial part there. There was not a group of players who loved doing Alliance Quest, every week. Alliance Quest was always going to go to chore. With Alliance War, there is a very dedicated group of players who are very, very upset right now. But even with raids, you still had the option of not doing them, just doing the AQ and getting the AQ rewards and whatnot. With this setup that they are testing out, you're forced to be a part of this experiment whether you like it or not. Just like I'm sure the lower level alliances would not have liked to be forced into the raids that they're potentially not ready for or not want to have anything to do with. That is exactly the same as right now the Plat 1, Masters, Plat 2, Plat 3 alliances, for most part, will not appreciate getting dragged into this. Kabam gave a choice to the alliances when it comes to the raids, whether to play it or not. And did not give a choice here to the Alliance War players. And I think ultimately that is the difference and why you know, it is nowhere equally well integrated, or it hasn't been planned out anywhere well as raids have. This seems like it's something that just kind of got dropped on players out of the blue with no choice in the matter. With raids, we knew they were coming, we were more excited for them than we are for this, and players did have a choice. So from my perspective, no, this is not the best thing Kabam has done or that has happened to this game. If it is the best thing that Kabam has done for you, I'm very happy for you. I genuinely am. I'm not trying to start conflict. I, however, also believe that Kabam should have left an option for players to play Alliance Wars, and do so in future as well. Whoever wants to play this new format, go ahead, do that. Whoever wants to play Alliance Wars should be allowed to do that too. What do you think? And I'll catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the